greetings from this side of the world, from the night. Means not the night, auspicious time, early in the morning. All right.
Maharaj, are you still in Thailand?
I'm locked down in Thailand. I can't find the key to get out. But Krishna brought me here by surprise, and I'm still here by surprise, and we just have to go day by day. And I'm not alone. It means there are quite a few devotees, and there's two, Enakshi and Radha Raman Prabhu, who Chinmoy Prabhu knows. Maybe you know, I do not know, from Hawaii. They came for a visit and to do service here, and they've been always promised an opportunity out by the American kind of relief or whatever it may be. And then just at the last minute, they say, oh, sorry, can't fit you in this time, next time. But now they're, after like 3 months or 4 months of trying to get out there, thinking that they can get back on the 28th. So they have their fingers crossed. And Radha Raman Prabhu has a prayer because he's kind of anxious to get home. Enakshi, his wife, is whatever will be, will be. I'm quite happy here.
So are they just extending visas because of this?
The Thai government, they are very, Thailand, the people are kind of sensible. You know, even many things, but things which you would not get in the West, really. You know, just taking care and hospitable. So they've made a blanket rule. Everyone who's under lockdown until the end of July, don't worry, there'll be no fine, there's no need to fill in anything. We know you can't get out. So they had a problem of so many Westerners like queuing up and trying to get into the immigration office. Then their officers, naturally, they have to give an extension. I mean, they have to means they don't have to, I suppose, but it means that there was so much risk in the offices of having so many people coming in. So the government was sensible. So we're kind of going on. And I think most countries, they've got some waiver like that. How can you take somebody to court or whatever if they can't get out? Anyway, this is just an external thing. Praneshwari Devidasi, welcome aboard. We welcome.
Nitai, I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, don't worry. I'm British, but I'm shocked by the British of the 21st century. When I went to England, not so punctual anymore, but our generation, we like to think we were punctual. Govinda, Govinda. Govinda, Govinda.
Maharaj, I think we have a surprise for you.
Tell me the surprise.
Right, Chinmoy? Yes. Chinmoy says, yes, we have a surprise. So, Rupanuga and Bhaktavili, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone open microphones. This is with love to you, Maharaj, because you have been a very good teacher. So, Chinmoy, you lead.
What?
Bhagavad Bhaktita Iti Utrija Viderapi
Kankarjam
Krishna Padaika
Ashraya Tvam Sharanagati. Maharaj, it was supposed to be all together, a chorus for you.
Well, you can have a second try.
Let's go. Rupanuga, I didn't hear you. Bhaktavila, I didn't hear you. Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam.
Oh yeah, Sarvam.
Iti Ushrija Kankarjam Krishna Padaika
Ashrayatvam Sharanagati.
Ashrayam. Ashrayatvam Sharanagati. Oh, no, we didn't practice, Maharaj. I'm sorry.
Well, yes, I'm joining in with some clap. And to know that Guru Dev will be happy that you're trying, that you're trying to get this, because it's his instruction to us. I mean, really, his guidance to us. And also, just now, Deva Priya Devirasi, another surprise. I thought you were going to say, the surprise this week is we have Deva Priya Devirasi with us from San Jose. So, a big welcome. And
Thank you so much.
Yeah, very welcome, Deva Priya Didi. And Ananda Moy Didi also just joined with us. We've each been saying hello to each other. And now we're saying hello to each other and each other and each other.
Dandavad.
All right, Dandavat. So I'm meant to say I'm the host. Okay. I've muted all simply so we don't get the feedback and bits and pieces. If you want to speak, it doesn't mean that everyone's locked out. If you want to say something, correction, especially corrections, if anything I say wrong, please click your microphone and give me a slap and correct me, okay? Because we need to be corrected. I thought this week, because we're also trying to learn some important slokas, but for a couple of weeks we recited, first of all, the Chatur Shloki of Bhagavad Gita. So as well as the surprise of Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam, I'll surprise you by asking you all, okay, can you remember and can we say together, but I think by lip, I'll see your lips and see if you're pronouncing correctly. Let us say together the Chatur Shloki, and I probably have it right here somewhere. Ooh, where would it be? Chatur Shloki. You have it too, right, in front of you? Anyway, downloads. Let me just I'll just put this in the box and then you can, but of course, when you want things to work properly, they don't. Have you ever found that out? And I think one Irishman called Murphy was responsible for this. I mention it sometimes to Goswami Maharaj, and he's amused. All right. Sorry about that. I was hoping it would have been a little bit quicker to find this and be able to send it. Oh, Chatur Shloki to everyone. Click on everyone. My goodness. Okay, so in the little box there you are, Chatur Shloki. So we're all on the same page. Let's start with a very auspicious vibration, something that we've been trying to learn. So first of all, we'll start with kind of what we say sometimes, mini Vandana. We've gone through each of these slokas in the past, word by word. So hopefully we can remember what we're saying. The Om Jnana Timirandasya to Guru, Namo, to the Vaishnavas. What's the pranam mantra to the Vaishnavas? Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha. Okay, to the Vaishnavas, because we've gone through these word by word. Then just the third one is Namo Mahavadanyaya, which we've also gone through, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we will chant these 4 seed slokas of Bhagavad Gita. This is completely revision of revision of revision. So let us try our best. So slow but sure, with your lips moving so I can see the verses of, first of all, to Guru, to Vaishnava, to Mahaprabhu. Okay, so slowly to Guru. 3, 2, 1. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Then to the Vaishnavas, together, Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha hatitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And to Mahaprabhu together. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurataze Namaha. All right, let us now come to our Chatur Shloki, which if you need, you have it there. It is, so Chatur Shloki, just simply the Sanskrit, verse by verse, together. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha machchita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha man nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha teshang satata yuktanam bhajatang priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tang jena mam upayanti te tesham evanukampatam aham ajnana jantamaha nashayam yatma bhavashto jnana deepena vashvata. All right, very good. So if nothing else, we have an auspicious beginning. And it is good for us. This is what we're trying to do. So Deva Priyadidi, I think everybody else has been with us so many of the weeks. Simply we're trying to catch our memory up with things which we've forgotten, or putting them there for the first time, reminding ourselves of the basic things of devotional service. So that is really revision of revision, the Chatur Shloki of Gita, and good for us all to have in our heart. Last week we covered the 6 limbs of surrender. Correct? Everybody knows the 6 limbs of surrender? Chinmoy Devru, are you saying you know it, or do you have a question?
I know it and I have a question.
You know it and you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
first of all, prove that you know it. Share with everybody the 6 limbs of surrender.
Acceptance of the favorable, rejection of the unfavorable, confidence in the Lord's protection, embracing the Lord's guardianship, full self-surrender, and humility.
Very perfect. Okay. Do you all know these? Put up a hand if you say yes. Believe, saying almost yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat, welcome. So anyway, these are only 6 items, and I think we put in the box last week. Maybe Chinmoy Dev is more organized than me. You can drop them back in the box again. Do you have them handy, Chinmoy Dev or Govinda Nandini? But they're very straightforward. Accepting the favorable, rejecting the unfavorable, confidence in the Lord's protection, then accepting the Lord's guardianship, then full self-surrender, and number 6, feeling oneself lowly and humble. These are the chapter orders in Sri Sri Upadeśāmṛta. So this week, my idea was, and if you're happy, to go through these items, go through now the Upadeśāmṛta, because each of these verses, Guru Maharaj is quoting from Rupa Goswami's Upadeśāmṛta when he's going through Sri Sri Upadeśāmṛta. There are only 11 verses, and I believe all 11 verses in due course, Guru Maharaj has quoted there in the Upadeśāmṛta. So Upadeśāmṛta is giving us really our very clear understanding. What is favorable? What is unfavorable? What is being confident in the Lord's protection. All of these chapters, one by one. And the Upadeśāmṛta is our great indicator, like the signboard indicator given by Rupa Goswami that Guru Maharaj is quoting. But first of all, a question from Chinmoy Dev. Sorry, you proved you know the six, the 6 limbs of surrender, but your question is?
I'm curious about the order, especially Atma Nivedanam and then humility, Danya. So I'm curious as why it's like
okay, that. I can only say this because Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, he's giving them in a different order in the Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori, the song that is sung, on many mornings, very traditionally, after Samsara Ravanala Lida Lokar in the morning. He gives them in a different order. But why we're learning in this order is because they are the sequence that Guru Maharaj is giving them in Prapana Jivanamritam. Number 1. And number 2, it is the sequence that's given in the Sanskrit quote from the Puranas. So we can learn them in another order, but this order, we're following this style of Guru Maharaj. And we need to make a decision, what order will we learn them in? So that we don't just randomly, when we ask devotees the 10 offenses and they're kind of randomly pulling them out of the clouds rather than, oh yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. When we have an order, we can keep it a little bit structured in our head. So we're following Guru Maharaj's order. Not his order, his order, list order. You see, English language, all languages, I'm sure you're Spanish also. Daivati, welcome, you've joined us just now to our Mexico representation. We've got Mexico, we've got Virginia, we've got California, San Jose, and Rukmini, you're in Miami, right? No, where are you? I can't hear.
Alachua.
Alachua, is that on planet Earth?
Florida, but North Florida.
Oh, okay, I thought it's Florida, but not Florida. What?
She's in North Florida, I'm in South Florida. We are 6 hours away by car.
Oh, okay, I thought, I got the right part of the world. Okay, so Florida, South and North, and then Chinmoy Dev, I never know where you are, Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, and then up to, where's Canada? Oh yes, you keep moving around the screen. Canada, we've got the Canada representation. And Washington, did I mention Washington? On the border with Canada. Oh look, Canada. All right, so happily, so Daivati Didi coming in from Tijuana, from Mexico, very welcome. All right, so without further ado, 6 limbs of surrender. Okay, I see that the link has been put there in the box. So these are the 6 limbs which we learned last week. Accepting everything that is favorable, rejecting everything that's unfavorable, confident that Krishna will grant his protection. I am embracing his guardianship, full self-surrender, and feeling oneself lowly and humble. So we're accepting this order. And I know maybe Chinmoy Dev Prabhu wants to put the full self-surrender, maybe he wants to put humility first, then full self-surrender. I'm not sure. But we're going with this order, and that's how Guru Maharaj has given it in Prapana Jivanamritam. So today, we are coming to Upadeśāmṛta. So Upadeśāmṛta, we've not gone through so far, almost unbelievably, because it's so important as our foundation in devotional service. We've not actually gone through it in this series of talks. So we do want to go through now. And verse number 1, verse number 2, verse number 3, verse number 4, verse number 5, verse number 6, verse number 7, verse number 8, verse number 9, verse number 10, verse number 11. They're all very important for us. I was only going to say the first 3, but then thinking about what is on verse 4. Then 4, 5, 6, all of these verses are very important for us. and there are only 11 verses. Now, we're not trying to be pandits to learn all the Sanskrit and everything. If you can, that's wonderful. If not, we're here for the meaning, if you like. So, Upadeśāmṛta, let me see, we've got Upadeśāmṛta book we have got, but we do have also the Upadeśāmṛta, like verse by verse. Govinda, 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 just bear with me for a second. From the Veda base, please excuse me. So first of all, well, what we can do is, here is a screenshot of verse 1. This I'll put there. So now, while there's a blank space, we can fill every blank space with chanting the Lord's holy name. So here is a screenshot. So verse 1. Upadeśāmṛta, verse 1. So kind of very shorthand. And then I'll put that here. Govinda, 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 Govinda. And by the way, the verse, if it's a verse, I always teach the children, the young children also, is Govinda, 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 Govinda. And surprisingly, even 2-year-olds can learn this verse. All right, so in the chat box in your Zoom window, now you've got verse 1, Upadeśāmṛta, verse 1. So there we can, first of all, we can go through we'll read the translation and then the Sanskrit. Okay, so here, verse number 1 of Upadeśāmṛta. A perseverant person, okay, somebody who perseveres, someone who continues, a perseverant person who can tolerate the urges of the speech, mind, and anger, the tongue, belly, and genitals, can instruct the entire world. So we're used to the Upadeśāmṛta from Srila Prabhupada, from the ISKCON time. We'll find that quote in a short while. But in the meantime, the Sanskrit is the same everywhere we go, obviously. So Upadeśāmṛta verse 1, we can hear it first, and then perhaps we can say it together just to be familiar with it, because it's not actually difficult. But as I say, we're not trying to be Sanskrit scholars as such. So just here, this is verse 1 of Upadeśāmṛta, and you can follow also. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, uddaro pasta vegam, etan vegan yo vishaheta dhiraha, sarvam apimam pritiving sa shishyat. And so you can understand the word, if we just know the word vegan, the vegan means to control. So, sorry, not to control, the urge. So the urge of each of these items. So vacho, speak, manasa, mind, krodha, we get krodha coming up in lots of places. Anger, vacho vegam, manasa vegam, krodha vegam, all of these urges. Then jiva, J-I-H-V-A, long A. Jiva is the tongue. And those of us who've done parikrama in Radhakund and Shyamakund, we know there is even a Jiva Mandir, the temple of the tongue of Govardhan, amazingly. So jiva vegam, the urges of the tongue. Uddaropasta is, it's two words, and somewhere the word by word here is a little bit in a different order. So uddara is the belly and upasta, the genitals. So these are also told to be in a straight line, so easy to remember. The tongue, the belly, and the genitals. So jiva vegam, the belly, udaro, pasta, genitals, vegam, the urges of all these. Etan vegan, and the order here always throws me off. Okay, etan, these 6 urges. Etan vegan, yo vishaheta, dhiraha. Dhiraha we know is sober, and yo, okay, who vishaheta, can withstand. So this is also in the translation, this is perseverant, somebody who can withstand these items, dhiraha, and whatever the word is, translation here, but dhiraha means sober. Sa dhiraha, a wise person free from desire for enjoyment, liberation, and supernatural power, bhukti, mukti, and siddhis. Okay. Sarvam, we know, means all. Api man. This api man, all. So imam is this, and api. Who can see api in the word by word translation? But in api, can anybody see api in the word by word translation? Just unmute your microphone.
Api mang.
Huh?
Api mang. At the beginning of api mang.
Where is it?
Sarvam api mang, the last line. It's the second word in, api at the beginning.
Yeah, but I don't see it in the word by word.
Oh.
It is not.
It's not in the word by word, yeah. Oh, okay.
Imam.
There we are.
Api means certainly.
And imam, this. Okay, so all, certainly this, pritiving, we know is the world, sa shishyat. Again, so it is confusing this way around because we're always searching for the words. But shishya, we know, instruction. So anyway, sarvam apimang pritiving sa shishyat. It is saying that certainly all of this world, he can give instruction to the world. But you see, we hear this, how in order to teach somebody, like a school teacher, teaching, I remember at school, our biology teacher, who's telling you all about the body, would come into the class stinking of cigarette smoke. And he's telling the students, don't smoke cigarettes. Then the students more or less laughing at him. So that's on like a gross level, but on a subtle level, that we have to be somewhat human, not animalistic. So all of these verses in the 670-page long recently published book of Upadeśāmṛta, all of these verses have extensive purports. But the essential part comes down to this, controlling 6 urges. The first instruction, the first verse of Upadeśāmṛta is controlling 6 urges. So it's the speech, mind, anger. Then tongue for tasting, for eating, all these things. Tongue, belly, genitals. They're all very much like tasting matters, tasting senses. And the speech, the mind, and anger all have to be controlled. The tongue for taste, the belly, and the genitals all have to be controlled. This brings us to the, like you can say, the civilized human platform. So the very beginning of Upadeśāmṛta is the very basis of how to lead a good life in a civilized way. And remember, the Vedas consider the uncivilized races and the uncivilized societies. Those are the ones who don't follow the directions of the Vedas. They don't have control. So basically, animalistic life in its various forms. I'm talking of an animal. The cat has just come. Please excuse if she makes a noise. She did just make a noise. Hey. Yes, Kitty, where are you? This is Kitty's home, this temple. Before there was a temple here, before the devotees came, this cat was here. So she lets us know it's her home first. All right, verse 1. These are not difficult verses for capturing the essence, if you like, of our devotional life. So now, verse 2, and again, but maybe, Chinmoy, have you already put a little link to this in the from the Veda base, perhaps? Because it's much easier to catch the words from the Veda base, because they're in the order which are given in the text. And the meaning, of course, is going to be the same meaning, maybe slightly differently worded. So now I am putting verse 2. We're going to go through verse 1 and through verse 2 anyway, because now we've got 6 things to control, which is so easy to at least remember, and we all agree may not be so easy to actually control, because if it was all so easy, we'd all be very good human beings, wouldn't we? Okay, so I see, yes, so I see from the Veda base, we've got the second verse, and now I've just put there, and it's already uploaded, Upadeśāmṛta verse 2, and we've got from the Upadeśāmṛta publication of Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. So verse 2, and I have heard these many times from the ISKCON. There's an ISKCON recording of the Upadeśāmṛta. So we are very familiar with hearing the accent, the American accent of the Sanskrit. So verse 2 of Upadeśāmṛta. Atyahara prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha jana sangascha laulyam cha shadbir bhakti vinashyati. And we can start with vinashyati. Oh, right, it's even got the translation. Word by word starts with that. Destroyed. Devotional service is destroyed. So this is not only saying these are unfavorable activities. So yes, in Upadeśāmṛta, so the unfavorable things are listed first, and then the favorable things are listed second. Okay, so not to worry. So first of all, we're coming to the unfavorable things in the sequence of Upadeśāmṛta. Okay, Bhakti is destroyed by these 6 faults. So again, 6 things, 6 faults. Over-accumulation, over-endeavoring for mundane things. 3, prajalpa, many of us know that word. Unnecessary talks about, again, mundane things. 4, misapplication of the rules. And in Srila Prabhupada's translation, he's giving us to be too attached to rules and regulations just for the sake of following them, or to be neglectful of the rules and act whimsically without taking the guidance from the regulations and rules. We need to follow with heart. Everything actually comes down to heart at the end of the day. But 4, simply in our book, we've got misapplication of the rules. 5, associating with non-devotees. And 6, fickleness. Fickleness. What does Srila Prabhupada say for fickleness? Somebody can say? Chinmoy, what does Srila Prabhupada say for fickleness? The 6th.
I think that's lolyam, ardent longing or greed.
Oh, yes. Longing, yes, lolium, hankering for something material. That's what he's giving, which I suppose may be translated as fickleness. Anyway, fickleness. Okay, interesting. We are very used to reading Srila Prabhupada's purport to this. Yes, his purport, but his translation. And he's saying, yeah, lolium, hankering for mundane things. You know, wanting your private jet, wanting whatever it is people want nowadays. Gucci handbag for the ladies. For the men, don't know what it is. Ferrari, yeah, you want a Ferrari and a private jet. And American men are going to want a Harley Davidson. But other people, they'll want a different kind of motorbike, a Ducati or something. Anyhow, hankering, just like dreaming about material things. But that is different from over-endeavoring, because sometimes devotees are, well, what's the difference between over-endeavoring for mundane things and like hankering for them? You know, hankering is kind of envious of people who have those things, wanting those things, but you don't really have any hope of getting one. But the over-endeavoring is for mundane things, making out of balance, making an over-endeavor for things which don't happen easily. Now that's not about devotional service. The same word, laulium, hankering, in devotional service is good for us. We want to hanker for seva, association, prasadam, you know, all the good things of devotional life. We want to hanker for those things, but the hankering in the material sense is unhealthy for us to have that ambition. And I don't know why, but again and again in kind of recent lectures we've heard or discourses we've heard and reading, somehow or another, it's gradually going in my head that more substantial than physical things are the desires, because it's from desire that everything comes. Even our bodies have come from our previous desires, which produce karma, which produce reaction. But from desire, everything is coming. So we see that in the spiritual world, everyone's got pure desire, and whatever they wish for service is manifested. From the trees, from the earth, from the cows, whatever it may be. Even we have the example of an army, a big army manifests from a Surabhi cow by the wish of the Vaishnava. We're thinking it's milk and yogurt and sweets, but the Surabhi cow, she produced like a whole army. Anyhow, so we must be careful. And by the way, then we may say, oh, but I've read somewhere that in Kali Yuga, sin performed in the mind is not counted. But when it becomes manifested in the form of activity, then it is counted. However, Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, one day some devotee was saying something like this, and Gurudev saying, yes, but the word there is pa, not aparad. Sin, like you want to kill somebody, you want to steal the Ferrari or the Gucci handbag, whatever it may be. You've got the sin in your mind, but you're not actually stealing it, you know, doing the sinful action. But sin is like a bad thing in karma, but it doesn't say that aparad, that offense to a Vaishnava by the mind, it doesn't say that is not accepted. So aparad to the Vaishnava, to the deity, to Krishna, to whatever it may be, aparad by mind is not absolved, is not overlooked in the age of Kali. Sin is overlooked by mind. But the other difficulty is that whatever we think, you know, it has that's the seed of action. Anyhow, this comes back to these points of the second verse of the Upadeśāmṛta, where we're being given our guidance of what is not only unfavorable, but what will destroy our devotional service. And therefore, you can say, must be unfavorable. So 6 things. Over-accumulation, and that in Srila Prabhupada's, I mean, I don't have it exactly in front of me, but from our remembering, overeating or over-accumulating things. We just accept what is necessary for us, not to over-accumulate. So overeating, over-accumulating. So over-accumulating. Number 2, over-endeavor for mundane things that don't happen easily. For mundane things, whatever will come, it will come by normal exertion, not to over-endeavor. We all have experienced how mundane things can take over rather than we neglect our devotional things, and the mundane, having to do this, makes us forget our spiritual life. Then number 3, prajalpa, talking about all sorts of things, anything which is not connected with Krishna, the devotees, devotional service, all these things. It will destroy our devotional life. It is very polluting. 4, misapplication of rules, either following them. 2, strictly only for the sake of following them, or neglecting the rules and acting whimsically. Then that's like A and B, 2 sides of the same coin. 5, association with non-devotees. It is by association we get the quality of those we associate with. And the association of non-devotees is all topics which are not related to Krishna. You can see even these things are related to each other. So to leave aside association with non-devotees, of course, you have to go to the shop, you have to repair your car, you have to do things. But that is not the same as association. Association sense, making them your friend, giving them gifts, accepting gifts, etc., etc., etc. And 6, fickleness. Anyhow, hankering for mundane things. So these are our 6 items which are unfavorable. And, if we can be so, like doing many things in one class, because it's so related, let us also go to the 6 favorable items, not only favorable, given in Upadeśāmṛta, the 6 things which will assure the success of our devotional service. Oh, Sachinandan Prabhu, I just saw you arrive from Canada, from central Canada. Dandavat. We're hearing of you, we're asking about you, we're remembering you. So now today we have the good fortune to meet Sachinandan Prabhu. If any of you don't know him, he's a very energetic, lively devotee, good example for us all. The husband of who we have here as Anna Botoleto, Anandamoyi Devidasi, and also Sachinandan Prabhu, famously leader of our Muktinath Himalayan adventures. And we are happy to have you with us today. And very extremely helpful practical devotee for the construction of Srila Ashram Maharaj's ashram in Tikul in Mexico. He's been very helpful there and many things. So anyway, Sachinandan, always remembering you. Great to have you with us. All right. So, am I doing too much in one class if we go through the 6 favorable things? Don't know. I'm going to risk it. We're going to go to the 6 favorable things. Why? Because it's good for us. So maybe in the meantime, I'm just getting the screenshot from the book, from the published book of the mat. In the meantime, please, Chinmoy Prabhu, put the link for Srila Prabhupada's translation of this kindly. Govinda, 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 Govinda. And in the meantime, you can all learn or revise this verse. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
May I ask a question?
Yes. Who is speaking? Dayavati. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. I was reading the word by word meaning, and this word fickleness, I thought I've heard it before. It's not a very common word for me. and I Googled the meaning, and the first result I have is, it means, I didn't know exactly, it means changeability, especially as regards one's loyalties or affections. So I'm trying to understand, because if we read it completely, it's fickleness based on acceptance of wicked and desirous thoughts. So what I understand, please correct me, is that one may change their mind or their faith because of on relation with wicked and not positive things. I'm probably super wrong, but I want to clarify.
The thing is, before the publication of our book, we've always seen it as hankering for mundane things. So,
Okay.
in that context, we can say that our mind is being distracted by these things, being fickle, that it's not being focused in our devotional service and peaceful from, wanting this, wanting that. I want those things, but I don't have them. Rather than in the sense of fickleness of our surrender, like our focus to guru or something. It's not saying, oh, I'm going to have this guru this day, that guru another day, which I would also put down as fickle. We're fickle in our faith, but rather the context that we've always had of this part of the verse is the hankering for mundane things, which will make the mind, when we think about it, fickle, because instead of thinking of Krishna, Krishna's over here. Okay, when I'm looking, Krishna's over here. Instead of looking at Krishna, I'm looking, oh, this new car, somehow our attention has gone away. So in that context, I can give support or that way of seeing fickleness. But fickleness does have other implications, as we're saying, I need a new husband, another husband. I mean, that's kind of fickle behavior in the material world. But,
okay, yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay, but that's not what is implied here. Implied here is the mind not being faithful in the right direction. But again, faithfulness, a similar way. Different ways to see the same thing. And as Goswami Maharaj always reminds us and gives a quote from somebody famous who was a famous writer, all translation is an interpretation. So when everything is revealed to us, it'll be clear. All right, we better keep the wheels turning, as it were. So verse number 3, we have it in the box from Srila Prabhupada. We've got the link and we've got the screenshot from our book. So the same Sanskrit for everyone, of course, and the Sanskrit is Utsahan Nishchayad Dhairyat Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangha Tyagat Sato Vritehe Shadvir Bhakti Prasidyati. So we'll come straight to the translation, word by word. You can give a little more attention perhaps at another time, but we want to come to the translation. So bhakti is nourished by these 6 qualities. Okay, and in Srila Prabhupada's book, I think it's saying from this word nishchayad means certainty. And I think in Srila Prabhupada's translation, somebody can maybe read it, I think it's saying these 6 items will certainly, like guarantee, ensure the success of your devotional life. And here it's saying bhakti is nourished by these 6 qualities. So 1, enthusiasm. 2, conviction. And in Srila Prabhupada's, what did he say, Chinmoy Prabhu? For conviction?
Endeavoring with confidence.
Yes. So normally we'd had, confidence, endeavoring with confidence. That was our key word previously. Right. Being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence. Then Srila Prabhupada is being patient. And here, okay, perseverance. Perseverance, or maybe in American, is it perseverance? I'm not sure. Anyway, perseverance, to persevere. That is in American, Canadian, English, and every other pronunciation. So perseverance, or we have being patient, yes. And 4, acting according to the regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, etc. And so, number 4, engaging in favorable activities. Well, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. All right, and I know it comes up in the commentary. All right, now that's 4, then 5 and 6. 5, giving up bad association, almost a repetition of what was unfavorable, which is having bad association. So by that repetition also we feel some extra emphasis about the unfavorability of bad association. And then number 6, following the conduct of the Mahajans. And I think Srila Prabhupada says, following in the footsteps of the great Acharyas, which is Mahajans. I'm being gently attacked by mosquitoes here, so kindly excuse if I look like I'm... but I don't want to kill them, because he's so big, and look how big he is. Maybe he's full of my blood already, that's why he's so big. He must have ego, he's a mosquito. I have ego, I'm a human, and we'll have plenty of chances for our ego to be tested in our life. So if we miss one chance, more chances, more chances will come. Okay, dear devotees, a little bit long, these going through these verses, but I didn't mean it to be. I meant it to be very straightforward and simple. But in a very simple way, let's come back to 6 senses to control. The very first verse. Be a controlled person. Be a civilized person. 6 senses to control. Then 6 things which are, please go away. 6 things which are unfavorable, which will actually vinashyati, destroy our devotion. Then 6 things which will ensure the success of our devotional service. This is what we're trying to cover this week. So we've come to Upadeśāmṛta from the 6 limbs of surrender, because all of these verses are quoted by Guru Maharaj in their respective stages of the 6 limbs of surrender. I've said so too much today. I've been chatting away. Oh, Deva Priyadid is turned into Brajamohini. Very good. You're in the garden of the San Jose beautiful ashram. San Jose, the birthplace, I'm not sure quite how you say it, but practically it's the place from San Jose where all of us in the world, Krishna consciousness worldwide under the banner of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev has come from there and come out from San Jose. So we're very happy.
Maharaj, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. And Shyama is there also? Shyama Mohini?
We just got back from the airport. We flew in from Austin, and then she flew out to go to join the devotees with their camping trip in Salt Lake City that is sadly going to be missing you. But
well, I'm there by mind, and I've been following my calendar. My calendar still is on my computer, even though it's kind of just a dream, but I've been following when I was meant to have arrived in Salt Lake City, and then, now we're exactly now we're meant to be there at the camp, whether they call it the summer camp. But I also would be interested to hear from Purushottam Prabhu, because we made like a program for day by day, and I'd be interested to hear how it all goes and whether they're following that program. We looked on the map and made some circuits, and we think, okay, we'll have the picnic here, Harinam here, we'll do these things. So I'm going to get exhausted just following the plan and program, because it was, for the young ones, an energetic program. So very happy Shyama's going to join that.
Yes.
All right, so it's almost a bit much to ask any question from anyone, because there must be many questions that have come up, because we have covered quite a bit. But I can ask that please before the chat box closes at the end, because we lose everything when the chat box closes, as far as I know, do download these verses, both the screenshots from our Upadeśāmṛta and get the link for Srila Prabhupada's Upadeśāmṛta. And let us try to be familiar with these first 3 verses. So this is being added to our 6 limbs of surrender, which by now you've all learned fluently. So our 6 limbs of surrender. Then 6 senses to control, 6 unfavorable things, 6 favorable things. Any question or any contribution? I shall be quiet.
Dandas Maharaj, this is Ramananda. Sorry, joining late.
Ramananda Prabhu, you've
Dandas.
come right at the end. What do you think? Now is time for prasadam. Is that right?
Yes. I just had my prasadam. I was outside. I had some appointment. Got late. So nice to see you, Maharaj.
Well, so nice to see you by hearing. I can't see your form. But so everybody knows Ramananda Prabhu is a Hindu. And Hindus, they certainly, when there's a festival, they will be there for the prasadam at the end. You can be sure.
Here you can see me.
Yes, we can see you, Ramananda Prabhu. Dandavad.
Dandas Maharaj.
So San Jose, or Ramananda also living in San Jose. San Jose is getting even more represented today with Devapriya, with Brajamohini Didi, Ramananda Prabhu.
No, Mahaprabhu is dancing. He is doing things. Because things are changing now. Things are getting better. It's the best time for preaching.
Best time for preaching. Yes, in many ways it is.
Yeah. Because now people are looking. Earlier everybody had big ego, so nobody wanted to hear. Now everybody is searching. Where is God? Where is this? Where is that? They're running everywhere now. See? Good.
So Ramananda Prabhu, help them not to be fickle, but to become focused on devotional service to the Lord.
Trying to. It's not easy. That's why devotees are so rare.
But we can try.
Yeah.
We've come in touch. We've come so close to something so wonderful. At least we know where it is. We know where is the oasis. We know where is the water in the desert. Where is the nourishment? So let us all do what we can. We never know who's going to be a devotee, who isn't going to be a devotee. We'll try to be a devotee by following 6 items, 6 senses to control, avoiding 6 unfavorable things, accepting 6 favorable things. We will try to be a devotee. Successful or not, we don't know, but we'll encourage others to be devotees, and who will be, we cannot say. But I think all have experience. We are talking with people, and really, I can think some of the very good devotees who we introduced in the beginning, we introduced just by doing our seva. Some of the very good devotees, really, we didn't have any thought that they'd ever become a devotee and join. Long hair, smoking cigarettes, and, in the conversation, not really showing, substantial, but then, getting a telephone call, after a couple of months, and then they're coming to meet, and then after another month, then suddenly we find, they're coming as a glowing devotee. So we can't judge. We just have to give an opportunity to people. We can't say, this one's going to be a devotee because they're already doing meditation and yoga. Sometimes that is a disadvantage. So whoever we meet, in fact, one great soul called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, whoever you meet, tell them about Krishna. Banov, can you hear me? Banov is the name of Anandamoy's dog sitting there. Banov. Hare Krishna. All right.
Thank you so much.
I was just curious if there is a PDF version of our Upadeśāmṛta anywhere available.
The thing is not final. I don't want to make available a non-final version, because we know literally up until going to the press, corrections, amendments were being made. So it is not responsible to distribute a non-final version. But in America, well, there's nobody now from UK is fast asleep. But UK, I know in America, there's a whole bunch of books, and India now, by big surprise, they received a truck came to Chaitanya Saraswati Math in Vrindavan with 100 copies, which have been shipped from England. And I was surprised that this was all still functioning, that they're able to send. So there are books available, and here is what, the little bit that we have as at least the translation and some extra illumination perhaps on the word by word.
Maharaj, it can be requested to Pandita in London, and she can ship it.
And she can what?
She can ship it anywhere. She sent me a copy to Miami.
A copy of what?
Of the last book of Tyagi Maharaj.
It can be shipped. Okay, shipped. I understand now. I was trying to wonder. It can be shipped. Okay, yes. So if anybody actually wants a book, yes, it can be shipped. And whether from Pandita, because they have the main group.
Distribution.
Main distribution. It was printed in England. It is a thick book. It is this thick, and it is 670 pages. But amazingly light. I don't know how the paper is so light. My very first impression when I was given the book, I sort of took it with 2 hands and did some exercises to get the blood going first. But it wasn't necessary, because the book is actually very light, and so can be carried around and studied and read. All right, dear devotees, now we want to finish with Hari Haraya Nama Krishna and distribution of prasadam. Oh, and I can't end, or I shouldn't end, without at least mentioning the joy of everybody that we've talked with and of us all here to find out on the morning of Jagannath Rath Yatra that it is going to take place. Like Jagannath played with everybody, and so it seemed even more auspicious that this year's Rath Yatra festival, that Jagannath, he made the arrangement. He definitely wanted to go to Gundicha. He made that arrangement, and it was a great joy. And I can say that here, devotees on the larger screen and on their computers, they're watching what's taking place. And actually, I think many devotees, we were all together like digitally, because later in the day, we were doing a Zoom, Skype to Italy, and the Italian devotees. They'd been watching the king of Orissa sweeping the road, and they were saying, oh, we saw this. And I said, oh, well, did you see me? I was also there watching, And then we realized that so many devotees, maybe not physically there. Well, we know not physically there, but we were there together for a lot of that Rath Yatra. And, it was just such a joy that it happened, because we were sort of all geared up to, trying to remember what takes place and everything like that. So we can't let that go by. And then this week, this day here also, I was surprised. They got a stash of Jagannath Prasadam, the kajja. It's called kajja, those long sticks, the sweet sticks. I was surprised. So we had like separately some Jagannath Prasadam, and it was also like a festival for us. So it was a wonderful day. And we had a very happy family program in the evening, which, as it turned out, they did record. It's on the Infinity Media and on the YouTube channel. And, just some very beautiful things. That day, Guru Maharaj raised the flag of Chaitanya Saraswati Math, kind of inaugurated. It's very wonderful day. And I hope all of you were somehow able to connect with that Jagannath Rath Yatra day. One of the happy days for Gurudev, happy day for the devotees, because it's a happy day for Gurudev and for the devotees. All right, on this note, I'll leave you with your homework. I do not know homework or not, but at least we're exposed to hearing the 6 limbs of surrender, 6 senses to control, the 6 unfavorable things. We want to try to catch these into our, consciously into our remembrance. All right, as you see behind me, light has come. It's not stage lights, it's the sun itself is not yet up, but it is now light. And so the junction of night and day now is going to be Arati here, right now in just a few moments' time. So my duty is to go to the morning Arati to continue here. And please, you continue your devotional duties, chant Hare Krishna, be happy, and we can think, Jadi Gorana Hoto. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not come, where would we be? Similarly, if Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had not come, if Guru Maharaj had not come, if Srila Prabhupada had not come, if Srila Gurudev had not come, where would we be without all these auspicious events which have combined to make this a super time? So please utilize your time nicely. And in that same song, by the way, Jadi Gorana Hoto, saying, keep your mind, keep your heart simple and worship the Lord with Harinam Sankirtan.
Jai Srila Bhakti-Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki.
Jai, all of our guardian acharyas ki jai. Shri Rupa Guru Bhaga ki jai. Jai, wonderful Srila Gurudev ki jai. Wonderful Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda, all our wonderful caring guardians in the present day ki jai. And all the assembled Vaishnavas and Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda, unlimited number of devotees ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi Hari
Hari Ho.
Panchakaupaturubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitam Pavane Vaishnave. See you all soon.
Dandavats Maharaj.